Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm Craig McKee.
And I'm Tanya O'Rourke, and we begin with that destructive apartment fire in Fairfield. Lots of people who live there are now out of their homes tonight.
Yeah, as we come on the air right now, firefighters are still at the complex, putting out hot spots and surveying the damage. Crews now almost marking their 8th hour at the scene.
Chopper 9, the only local helicopter getting you breaking news first, flew over the apartment right after the fire started. You see there heavy flames and smoke shooting out of the building. There is extensive damage to numerous homes, and people who live in the complex only had seconds to grab their belongings and get out.
Well, let's walk you through what we know so far tonight. More than a dozen residents are displaced. At least 10 units are damaged, and fire investigators say that someone who lives in the complex left her apartment with food still cooking on the stove. It turned into a small fire, but by the time she returned, and within just a few minutes, that fire spread.
So let's show you a map which gives you the location of the fire. It happened at an apartment complex on Brittany Lane. That's in the southeastern part of Fairfield.
I have never experienced this before. I know you hear about it, you see it on, TV, but to actually see it, it's scary. It's a really scary thing.
New at 11, we're hearing from the people who lived several apartment units away from the fire, and tonight they're walking us through the scary moments today.
9 on your side's Jake Ryle now joins us live with their reaction tonight. Jake?
Well, guys, just imagine that you have 7 minutes to grab your belongings and leave. What do you take? What do you leave behind? That was the reality for many this afternoon. When battling fire, minutes matter.
It started about 8 units up and continued to spread.
When watching fire,
All of a sudden, I just saw glass shattered from the back, and a ball of fire just came flaming out from there. So then I hung up and called 911.
helpless as the smoke from this fire on Brittany Lane grows.
So they said go in and get what you can, and so we went in and grabbed some stuff, and then by that time the water in the house was already into my ankles.
Teresa Crawford grabbed what she could, not knowing if this would be the last time she'd step foot in her home.
We kind of got the important things, and but at that point you just don't really know what to do, so it's just a ball of emotions.
She wasn't alone.
I grabbed court documents, pictures, things that can't be replaced, and loaded the car up as quickly as possible.
And then they waited and watched, not knowing.
Maybe hopefully I can still live here.
We'll be without.
To see the devastation, there are families that have lost everything here. Their lives have been completely turned upside down.
While devastating, the loss could have been worse if not for a timely decision.
Put all our efforts on each end to try to keep it from going to an explosion.
For some, their lives changed in a matter of minutes.
All you can do is feel for the people who live in those buildings and hope that they're doing okay,
Now, we're going on the 8th hour right now when the fire started, and you're able to still see smoke, the orange glow, so obviously some flames that you're unable to see on camera there, but behind that apartment. Now, we just had a chance to speak with the American Red Cross. They say that 18 people are without a home tonight. They have set up a shelter at Cavalry Chapel on Boymel Drive. That's actually not too far away from here where we are right now. We'll put more information on WCPO.com as it becomes available. For now, reporting live in Fairfield, Jake Ryle, 9 on your side.
All right, Jake, thanks so much. 9 on your side will continue to follow overnight developments. Join us for Good Morning Tri-State Weekend Edition starting at 5 a.m. New at 11, a man in Claremont County is accused of trying to shoot his stepson. 63-year-old Bernard Beck is now under arrest. Police spent hours tonight at the family home on Klondike Road near Overlook in Miami Township investigating.
Time to take a look at your 9 first warning weather update, and the promised summer-like feel is coming this weekend. It started today, and it's going to peak tomorrow. Let me show you where we are right now in our 9 first warning Doppler. We're seeing a few leftover pockets of some rain up to the north. I don't expect that to fall in on top of us like it did last night. So as a result, we're just going to generally stay fair to clear overnight with temperatures falling in the low to middle 60s. 71 degrees in Cincinnati, cloudy right now, and as we go through tonight and into tomorrow, you'll see the clear skies that'll be around right through about 8, 9 o'clock or so. We do have a chance for some rain tomorrow. It's minor, and a better chance on Sunday. I'm going to give you the timeline and future view and show you how that plays out, so your weekend's all set.
All right, look forward to it. See you in just a little bit, Steve. New on 11 at 11, extraordinary accusations from FC Cincinnati tonight that community activists are demanding tens of thousands of dollars for each tenant still living in the apartments near the stadium site. 9 on your side's Kristen Swilley joins us live right now with where things stand for the tenants that FC says have to move. Kristen?
Yeah, good evening, Craig. Those tenants could have to be out by the end of the month. Now, FC Cincinnati is offering them help to move out, but the tenants say they don't want to go anywhere.
Close to everything, easy to get to everything.
Crystal Lane has no interest in moving. She and her 4 children have lived here on Central Avenue for 4 years.
It's stressful, very stressful. But I don't plan to give up the fight because it's not right.
That fight is between FC Cincinnati and a group of tenants, including Lane and a 99-year-old woman. They want to keep the apartments on Central Avenue and allow those from nearby Wade Street to move in. FC Cincinnati President and General Manager Jeff Birding says no one can stay permanently.
We're trying to be sympathetic. We're offering $2,500 plus help moving, literally cover all their moving costs.
Birding believes part of the problem with convincing tenants to move is Josh Spring, the executive director of the Greater Cincinnati Homeless Coalition.
They believe that they have a right to not be displaced so that some men can kick a ball around a field.
Birding says the team was told each resident now wants $40,000 to move, and Birding says that won't happen. Spring denies he or anyone representing the tenants is making that demand.
They're fighting for their homes, and they're fighting for basic decency.
Spring says the tenant group is willing to meet with FC. Birding says the team is getting no response.
No plan results when the lawyer avoids you, and you got a professional troublemaker telling people they're going to get paid, that they have a lottery ticket.
Now, when asked what happens after May 31st, after the end of this month, FC says it's keeping all of its options on the table, but with an agreement, tenants could stay as late as October. We'll keep you updated and let you know as soon as these tenants find somewhere else to go or some other solution is reached. Reporting live, Kristen Swilley, 9 on your side.
Kristen, thank you. FC Cincinnati says it is taking many extra steps to improve life in the West End. Today, Jeff Birding told us Mercy Health will have a presence in the stadium, which will support health and wellness in that neighborhood.
Brand new information now on a story we first brought you last night at 11. A male teacher's aide at the School for Creative and Performing Arts is now fired following allegations of inappropriate conduct with a student. According to a statement from Cincinnati Public Schools, the aide allegedly kissed a female student on the cheek multiple times after an evening school event last week. The student and witnesses reported the incident to school officials.
New tonight and only on 9 on your side, pushback on a proposal to decriminalize marijuana in Cincinnati. The Hamilton County prosecutor says he has serious reservations about it. 9 on your side's Marielle Carbone walks us through the developments and has reaction from city leaders.
I think the war on drugs, I think that's an old conversation that we really need to put to bed as it relates to marijuana.
Decriminalizing marijuana. It could happen in Cincinnati, keeping cops from punishing people in possession of up to 100 grams. Anchor Tanya O'Rourke spoke with Councilmember Chris Smitherman during our recording of This Week in Cincinnati.
What I'm trying to do here is give people a shot at life and say, having small amounts of marijuana in our city no longer will put them in a position where they're facing 30 days in jail.
But today, more questions, and some are pushing back over the amount. Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters, who supports the idea, says 100 grams is just too much. In a letter to council obtained by 9 on Your Side, he writes, it may affect our presumption of unlawful possession and trafficking in drugs. Instead, he'd prefer 10 to 20 grams.
The prosecutor needs to be listened to carefully, and I think it confirms that maybe we're moving a little too fast.
Council member David Mann agrees. He's already expressed his concerns and says the prosecutor's letter solidifies those.
When you talk about 100 grams, 325 joints, that is a lot of marijuana to say it's okay to possess.
Still, Smitherman, who's pushing the ordinance, says for him, it's not a question.
100 grams for me is a fair amount, a safe amount.
And Smitherman says that he's confident that this will pass in the council and at the current proposed amount, that's 100 grams. In the newsroom, Marielle Carbone, 9 on your side.
Now, during my interview, Vice Mayor Smitherman said he often offered his late wife, Pam, marijuana to deal with her chemotherapy while being treated for cancer. Smitherman says she never took him up on the offer and says he never actually bought any marijuana. You can see all of my interview with the Vice Mayor this Sunday on This Week in Cincinnati. It airs at 11:30 a.m.
Coming up, caught on camera. Surveillance video of the moment police say 2 drivers went on a sidewalk and tried to run over pedestrians.
Trash the cig, not the city. The effort in Covington to prevent smokers from tossing cigarettes to the ground.
And the iconic Union Terminal fountain is back on after years of restoration. The work it took to make this happen. Keep it here. We're back right after the break.